What's up, guys? Today on Eurofed In-Depth, we're going in-depth on our technician Trace's B5 S4 in Nogaro Blue. What's up, Trace?
What's up, man?
All right, so if you guys don't know, Trace, he's one of our Audi technicians here at Eurofed Johns Creek, and this is your B5 S4, right?
It is.
Very notorious cars for good and bad reasons.
It's got to have about 2,000 horsepower in that thing. Try 3,000.
Try 5.
Thanks, Matt. Very notorious cars for good and bad reasons. I know when they first came out, they were pretty...
Mostly known for bad reasons.
But when they're driving good, they're really nice.
If you spend enough money, they're good cars.
And if you get rid of a turbo, which we'll show you in a second.
Yes.
But yeah, so what do we have here? Why do you have it?
This is my 2000 Audi S4 in Nogaro Blue with the Nogaro Sport interior. Picked it up about a year and a half, 2 years ago from a guy down in Florida. When I picked it up, it was a stage 3 KO4 car, stock engine, just slight mods. Drove it home 5 hours from Florida with a fire extinguisher, of course, in the car, ready to go.
That's what any early 2000s era Audi or Volkswagen.
Yes. Got it home, drove it around for like 5 days, started noticing an exhaust leak, and brought it to the shop, put it up in the air, found out the exhaust side of one of the turbos was, all of the bolts had completely backed out, and it was coming off of the actual center section of the turbo, causing a huge leak, and there was no way to get to it, of course, because these things are so tight packed in there.
A classic B5 story.
That, like, within a week, I was like, all right, let's pull the motor on it. My whole plan originally with buying a B5 S4 was to do a single turbo on it. And that's kind of what I did with this, and it just kind of snowballed and snowballed and snowballed into pretty much touching
every single thing.
On
so
the engine side.
So let's go ahead with the exterior first, because one thing, the Nogaro Blue is by far my favorite color from Audi. It's the fastest color. It's the fastest.
Actually, silver is the fastest color. That's what all the forums say. I don't know why, but it's probably because they don't care about their car, so they just cut it up and put a hood dump and all that stuff, which I probably would have done with a silver car too.
Yeah. But what have you done? Because it looks stock, but I know fashion.
So
OEM plus.
When I bought it, it definitely looks like it's been repainted before because the paint's actually in decent shape.
Yeah.
The previous owner painted the roof black and had the carbon fiber mirrors and the lip installed.
Yeah, that's the Cooper R lip?
Yep, the one that everybody uses on Audis.
Puts on.
I really haven't touched a whole lot on the exterior. I got some like OE style blackout headlights, and then I did the OEM RS4 grille.
Nice.
And then fitting the intercooler in there, I had to cut up some of the grills behind there.
Yeah, that fitment is
close. If you look at it, it's almost perfect. I spent a lot of time cutting that one out.
Oh, I can tell, yeah.
And then biggest exterior mod I've done is the
BBSs?
BBS CHRs.
Which fit the car perfectly.
Yes, 18 by 8.5. And then I did put some Kumo Exta, I think they're the V720s on there. Pretty affordable. Heard great reviews about them. They're like a 200 tread wear tire, like an autocross style tire. I figured that would help with the power. So
yeah, definitely. Which it didn't spin at all last when we took it for a drive, so that was nice.
And then I guess somewhat exterior. I did do the 17Z Brembo upgrade. Okay. Off the old like Touaregs, and I think they were on the Cayennes too.
And box Russes, I think.
I don't know. I'm not sure. All I've known is everybody just says they're off the old Touareg. Okay. So I did that. They look a whole lot better than the stock ones, and you can actually fit more wheels with these because the stock ones stick out so far. Yeah.
That's funny.
So that's pretty big upgrade on that.
Anything towards the back of the car, or? No,
I mean the guy I bought it from, he had an extra APR exhaust just sitting around that he gave to me with the car. I modified that and got it adapted to work with the single turbo 3.5-inch downpipe. Still working on that. The car's a little monster trucked right now. I'm looking at lowering it because the downpipe sits so low to the ground. I can't really lower it a whole lot more right now.
What suspension is it on right now?
Those were on the car when I bought it. They're Coney coilovers. And I think that's about all that's really done to the suspension. I do want to get a rear sway bar. They're kind of pricey because apparently you need to get the reinforcement kit because you can crack the subframe with too stiff of a sway bar.
Sick.
Yeah, I know. That's really exciting. It turns a $150, $200 sway bar into a $450 sway bar, you know?
Well,
yeah.
We'll go on that, but let's show what's so awesome about these cars is
the interesting part.
The power plant, which originally was a 2.7 twin turbo, but now you've had some fun with it.
Yeah, I've done a few little mods.
I'm not gonna pretend like I know how to open your hood. Oh, it's right there. Okay.
So
that's big.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Yeah. It's a little different. My whole plan when I bought the car was to do single turbo. I watched some videos, they all sounded great. And it seems to get rid of some of the annoyances with the twin turbos and where they're located, you know, a lot of the oil and coolant lines and stuff like that. So
it's a much more simple system?
Yes.
Okay.
Like if I wanted to pull the turbo, I'm not having to pull the motor, you know, stuff like that. Also, it being a precision 6266, it's only oil, like it only has oil going to it. So you're getting rid of a coolant feed line to each turbo and a coolant return line from each turbo, and then a whole nother oil feed and oil return. Just simplifies the whole system, gives you a lot less places for it to potentially leak or cause issues.
Make it as reliable as a B5 S4 can be.
Hopefully. I'm trying. It's been all right. We've had some hiccups.
You recently just rebuilt the engine, so.
Yeah, so starting from the bottom up, I did all the work myself minus the machining. I took apart the whole block and heads and stuff, had them sent out, cleaned and honed. It's got Project B5 rods in it.
Okay.
All ARP hardware, main studs, rod bolts, and head studs. And then as far as the block goes, and then I did 034 coated bearings. Other than that, it was stock pistons. I just replaced the rings, and
it's stock pistons. Still
stock pistons. Apparently, they're forged from the factory, so people don't really have a whole lot of issues with them. Luckily, I haven't either. So
not that issue.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for it. Someday it'll blow up, But if it blows up, I want it to, I want it to blow up. I don't want it to just stop running. That's boring.
No, I want to run to the moon.
Exactly.
So, all right. So we know how we built the motor, but as far as the single turbo kit, because from factory these come twin turbo.
Yeah.
What single turbo kit is being ran on this right now?
Funny enough, back in the day, 034.
So, all right. So, what turbo kits do we have on here?
So, funny enough, back in the day, 034 actually made a single turbo kit for these cars. Mm-hmm. They made it for a little while, and apparently they stopped because as much as they wanted to make it a straight bolt-on kit, it never really seemed to do that.
No single turbo kits ever.
Exactly. So, I found one used. It had the turbo on it. It's a Precision 6266. 3.5 inch downpipe, tile 44 millimeter wastegate, and it pretty much gives you all the hot side parts. Mm-hmm. So the way that they make it a single turbo is they actually take the exhaust manifolds off the 2.8s.
Yeah.
You take those and they pretty much.
Is this just a 2.8? Like
it's like a 2.8 with a 2.7 block.
Okay.
Because the 2.7 blocks are stronger. So you take the 2.8 manifolds and it's basically just a pipe that brings them together up to the back of the motor.
Oh, okay.
Put the turbo on. You have the downpipe going out the back.
As simple as that.
Yeah. And then charge pipes are all from Project B5. They make a specific single turbo kit for all the charge piping. It made it nice and easy to not have to try to go, find some custom fab work and stuff like that. And then tile blow-off valve. What else do we got? Catch can. And then I did Integrated engineering, fuel rails, all AN lines, aeromotive fuel pressure regulator. I had some issues running the stock fuel rail with the adjustable fuel pressure regulator, and I ended up having problems enough to where I just said, screw it, I'm just going to go big. So all radium fittings, aeromotive pressure regulator. I tried to do it kind of nice, or to where I wouldn't have to have issues with it.
A whole lot of while you're in there.
This whole car is a while you're in there.
While you're in there,
it's like I'll pop the hood and I'm like, well, while I'm in here, might as well
go single.
Might as well build it and go single,
How much boost is it running again?
Right now, it's right about 25 pounds. I'm hoping it's
25.
Yeah, it should be around 30 by the time we haven't touched the boost since the 93 file. So we're trying to get all the. To my understanding, I'm no tuner. A lot of that stuff is over my head. Yeah. But as far as I understand is, he's trying to get the field trims and stuff like that set before touching the boost. So nice. That's where we're at now. Finding little things along the way. Just trying to get everything sorted out. Hopefully make a little rocket ship.
Nice. Well, it's already a little bit of a ship right now, so I can't wait to see when it's done.
I hope I don't have a dumb driving face. Like when I'm getting on it, I just look really stupid.
Like super
and I don't realize it.
I think everyone hopes they don't have a dumb driving face. It's like a dumb sex face. Yeah. Easy off. Okay, second gear to third.
I can try a no lift.
Oh boy.
Dude, when you hit the no lift right, it feels so good. Also, when it had no exhaust, it would I remember doing it at night one time and seeing the curb to the left of me light up. Going up from there, originally when I put it all back together, it had the 2.7 heads. Mm-hmm. I did find some 2.8 cylinder heads off of the A4 with the 2.8 NA V6 on it.
That's better?
It's better because the ports are bigger. I guess for the NA motor, it made more sense to have a wider intake port. And then also the intake cam has, I believe it's more duration.
So the valves are open a little bit longer?
More lift and duration, that's what it was. Okay. That's the word I was looking for. And it's a direct bolt-on. You take the cams out, put them right in. The only thing you have to change between the 2.7 and the 2.8 is the exhaust valves, because from what I've read online, the 2.7s were sodium filled, which was better for heat, it being a turbo car, and the 2.8s weren't. So I took all the exhaust valves out of the 2.7 head, put them in the 2.8 head. And then I also did a ported intake manifold to match up to the bigger ports on the 2.8 heads. And then I guess where do we go from there?
Not much. I mean, you've pretty much touched every single bit of the powertrain on this.
Yes.
How much power does it make about? Just
right now, judging by racing a few friends and knowing what their power numbers were, it should be like a little over 500.
That's stout.
I'm still in the middle stages of tuning it on E85. Just started doing that. And we haven't touched the boost levels from what it was running on 93. So end goal for this car is 600 is what I'm shooting for. 600 to the wheels is really what that's the number I want to see. And according to my tuner Blake Beetle, he's a great guy. He's helped me out a whole bunch trying to figure out little issues I've had, and really great guy. I found him through Project B5. They offered tuning services, and that's how I met that guy. He's great. Everybody on the forums recommends that guy.
So there's always that one guy in the forum.
There's always, and it seems like it changes every few years, or
don't do that guy. No, don't do that guy.
Somebody will get out of the business or something. New guy will come in, and everybody goes to them. But Yeah, and talking to him, he said with similar mods, he had tuned some other ones that made over 600.
Nice. Well,
so
can't wait to see when it's all nicely tuned, because already from our run earlier, this thing's funny fast, and that no lift shift is so funny.
It's ridiculous. you have to time it right, and I've missed it a few times, but when you get it just right, it completely keeps the turbo spooled up.
I felt
it feels fast.
God, because like literally like from $2,000 to from like $2,000 to like 47, it's literally nothing.
Yeah.
And then it's
here's an idea of what gunning it. 2000.
Oh God. Waiting. That's the textbook definition of turbo lag.
Yep. That's a perfect example.
Like it's insane.
Yeah, I'm used to that. I had a 1.8 B6 that I built one time with 2-liter stroker, big turbo, and it was worse than this thing as far as turbo lag. So this actually feels pretty good to me.
Oh yeah, funny story. I followed Trace on Instagram for years. Saw his car, it's Cafe and Octane, and then he came to work for us. Didn't realize it was the same guy until he showed me his own Instagram, and I was like, oh shit.
Come on, man, you're making me feel famous or something over here. Come on.
But yeah, like you've been in the Audi game for quite a while.
Big Audi nerd for a long time.
Why? Why Audis? What is it about Audis that you
It was basically my dad brought home, it was like a 2003 A6 2.8, so super slow.
Super basic.
Bright red though, which is kind of odd. You didn't see that too much. And that was like the first car that like I can remember him having.
Yeah.
And ever since then, he's been an Audi guy, and it's just kind of.
So we can blame your dad?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, I've probably had eight of them by now, something like that. I've always liked them. It's something different.
Yeah.
Especially 10 years ago, people weren't like Audi wasn't quite as big as it is now. It seems like a lot of people are.
Well, they finally figured out how to make them reliable. So.
No. Working at the dealership, that's not always true.
Well, more than a B5 S4?
Yes.
They learned. This was peak. This is the nicest of the peak, but it was peak too.
Yeah, I've tried to make it somewhat reliable.
But it's the most consistent running B5 S4 I've ever seen. That's why we're taking a video of it. Well, we covered the engine pretty well. I mean,
okay.
Is there anything on the interior, like as far as, because I know it has a special package on it.
Yeah, it has the sport seats with the blue Alcantara.
So let's see what that looks like.
The Alcantara is 20 years old, so.
Alcantara. So yeah, let me.
Still blue.
Check that out, Jeff.
And then only real other things I've done to the interior is the P3 gauge, boost gauge. I've got a wideband AEM. And then I did put an RNSE head unit in it that you kind of have to shave it down a little bit because it doesn't really fit in these cars, but everything works on it. I got everything good to go on that. Other than that, a shift knob.
For shifts?
Yes, it's actually the shift knob out of that red wagon.
Really?
So it's a 5-speed shift knob, and it throws everybody off because everybody tries to put it into 6th when they're trying to go to reverse. Yeah. So it kind of screws people up.
All right. Was there anything you would recommend if someone was looking at a B5 S4 just because you've pretty much done anything there is to do on a B5? What do you recommend someone looking to get one?
Like what to look out for?
What to look out for, and know what you're getting getting yourself into if you're looking to buy one of these. Because I see the guys all the time like, dude, I bought it for like $8,000. It's a B5 S4. It's fast.
You can get them down in like the 2s, 1500s, stuff like that. The funny thing is, I did the same thing with my wagon. People would be like, oh, how reliable is it and stuff? And basically what I do is I try to go through it and just delete all the crap that you don't need in it to try to make it somewhat reliable. So I'm actually not super familiar with like the stock engine in these. Yeah, and the way all the, the vacuum lines and stuff hook up in that. What I could say is, generally just kind of get ready to spend some money. If it's not oil leaks or coolant leaks or AC compressor or turbos going out, and then being mechanically inclined really helps because these are usually labor intensive with trying to get stuff, and if you unless you take it to Eurofed, hey. We can get you hooked up.
Trace, thank you for showing us your B5 S4. It was very educational for me. I know I'm never going to own one. I'm just going to ask you to borrow yours. But thank you again for showing us the B5 S4. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
I feel material, can't feel the void in my chest is pain.